Welcome back, everybody. It is Wednesday already, and February the 5th. Thank you for tuning in and spending a little time with us. We'll spend a little time tonight talking about the McGoffin County Board of Education meeting, a special session last night, and a discussion about situations they may be facing in the future in regards to additional salaries and costs that might not be able to be covered in the budget for the school district. They're already trying to look ahead and foresee any issues that they may have. We'll look ahead for the rest of the basketball schedule for our high school basketball teams in McGoffin and Johnson County. Get you caught up with classes, of course, being out in Johnson County and McGoffin County schools, not Paintsville Independent, but Johnson and McGoffin for the rest of the week. Some games have been changed, some not. We'll get you caught up on that, let you know who's taking to the court and when, and get you caught up on 57th District standings real quickly as well. And an update in your weather forecast. The flood watch, which did not include us last night, now it does, beginning in just a few moments, and will last till tomorrow in lieu of some expected rainfall, which could be heavy at times tonight and into your Thursday. And then after we see only a brief break from the rain in your forecast, at the end of it, we've got more rain, maybe more storms set to move in next week. I'll also give you a glimpse into tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent in just a few moments. First off, however, a couple of important announcements. First, from the Paul B. Hall Medical Center, they and the Paintsville Police Department, they tell us, have been made aware of a phone scam that's ongoing, and they've asked us to relay this information to you tonight. The phone scam, which displays Paul B. Hall's phone number on the caller ID with a message about car wrecks and warranties. Scammers, as has been done now for quite some time, in this case as in others, have altered the caller ID to make it appear as though you're getting a phone call from the Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center in Paintsville or possibly one of its affiliates. However, when you answer the phone, that's not who you're talking to. They just want to stress that they will never call and ask for a payment over the phone or ask for any credit card information or any personal information whatsoever. And if anyone ever calls you from basically Paul B. Hall or anywhere else asking for that information, do not give money, do not send money, do not give out your information. If you think the phone call might be suspicious, just hang up. If it's not, worst thing you've done is had to make someone call back. But nevertheless, they do want to, in all seriousness, stress that that is a scam going on right now and to just not answer. And if you do, approach it very cautiously. Well, kind of a bit of a revelation today. We were going over this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent to be in the mail and on newsstands tomorrow, bright and early. And it was kind of brought to my attention that I knew we didn't do it, but actually many years ago, wedding announcements and birth announcements were something that you could have listed in the paper free of charge. And I think it was actually before the employment of anyone who even works here now. A couple of the girls have been here for many, many years. They haven't done that. So we're going to start that. If you have birth announcements, we'll also be putting this in the paper to let everyone know. But birth announcements and wedding announcements now invited to be sent in to the Sagersville Independent at no charge here locally in the Sagersville and McGoffin County area. So we hope you utilize that. Hope to see more of you in the paper. I'm going to be right back with a brief report on last night's McGoffin County Board of Education meeting. Next. We have finally done it. After years and years of extensive testing, we not only invented the chicken sandwich, we have perfected the chicken sandwich. Come and try it and love it with a big, famous dipped breast strip, pickles and mayonnaise, or however you like it fixed. And if you like, make it a double. Just make your way to Lee's to get it and grab a cookie while you're there. At your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe, where even our ice is famous. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply, the region's largest inventory and lowest prices on feed for pets and livestock. And now they have Bernie, gear so warm you'll think it's summer, shirts and outerwear, overalls and more, for gentlemen and ladies. And Tomahawk always has the best prices on pickup and delivery of gravel and rock that's dense grade all the way up to big class 3 and drain pipe 4 inches all the way up to 72 inches. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply in Sagersville at red light number 4.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
At work, we do a lot of live shows with crowds. I used to sit up there and not really know who was looking at me. I was finally tired of contacts and glasses, tired of paying for contacts, and I just decided I need to get these eyes fixed. Able Eyes was great. If someone asked me if they should get LASIK, I would absolutely recommend it. At first, like many people, I'm hesitant, but after going to Able Eyes and they walk me through it, I know that it's a quick and painless process, and I recommend going to Able Eyes. They were the best.
Right now, you can take advantage of their lowest prices of the year at $1,800 per eye.
Right now, for pennies on the dollar, a huge selection of like-new laptop computers, a fresh stock of video games, the Cadillac of dog tracking and training systems, new hunting rifles, accessories, and ammo. And they always stock, buy, sell, and pawn gold and silver coins and jewelry with a new selection just in at Parkway Gun and Pawn in Sagersville, 349 Pawn. In last night's special meeting of the McGoffin County Board of Education, the staffing policy was discussed, with the current legislature talking about requiring school districts to have an additional counselor for every 250 students in the school district's population. With McGoffin County currently having 6 counselors district-wide, it means that McGoffin County would have to actually add one more to meet those requirements, and that is if the legislature votes that into law. Financial Officer Kevin Owens last night suggested to the board to prepare for the possibility, maybe even likelihood, of that happening and going into effect, saying they need to look ahead now as to what kind of effect that would have on the school district's budget.
So with that being said, I think that possible requirement of an additional position for our school district to create and fill, being a certified position, that's something that we've got to figure out now. Is that something that we need to address now? Also with the budget, that's going to be an additional. If it comes to pass, it passes the legislature. We're looking at another, depending on how many days that position will get, we're looking at probably another $60,000 to hit our budget plus benefits.
And with no funding mentioned to cover the additional cost of that additional salaried person being mentioned right now, one way or the other, in legislature, that commands the question by the board, does the district have enough funding for that new position, in addition to some other costs that they might be looking at in the near future?
Do we have enough funding available if the legislature passes that after March 1, whatever, to accommodate that position?
That's my concern, because we're looking at
with our current allocations,
right? With all of the possibilities that are coming out of Frankfurt, of possibilities of an SRO at every campus, a possibility of another guidance counselor for our school district. I was trying to think of what were the other discussions of possibly a pay increase mandated by the state to our staff. I'll be honest with you, you put all that together, we're in trouble. Because I mean, and it's not one single aspect that we're having to juggle and try to figure out. We're looking at each one individually as well as the cumulative effect on our budget.
And not just the 3 proposals that you're talking about. One definitely we already
had to adjust is our CSR, our county
Or CDRS rates, yeah.
We had to say 70,000, 69,000 that we know we've got to adjust for.
And I don't even want to look at next year's rate. I know it goes up to a little over 30, but I've not done the numbers
We'll
yet.
just take 1 year at a time.
Sports and weather and more in a moment. Right now, tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau sponsored community calendar. A couple of reminders. First off, that the McGoffin County School District is looking for bus drivers. If you love kids, you're a safe driver, why not become a school bus driver and get paid $15 an hour for being a substitute bus driver in the McGoffin County School District? They have a comprehensive training program, and you'll be a CDL licensed driver when you complete that training. Call William Blankenship, 226-2660, or william.blankenship at mcgoffin.kyschools.us. The Brushy Fork Missionary Baptist Youth Group is having a big baked spaghetti dinner, all the fixings, dessert, and a drink, just $10. 2 occasions. This Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 o'clock. Call 793-4556 or 884-3623. Sunday, you can come and eat at the church from 5 to 7 with special singing following the meal beginning at 7 at Brushy Fork. And this is your invitation to join them at the Sagersville First Baptist Church this weekend, this Sunday evening at 6 for Mysteries of the Bible, as presented through an archaeology exhibit that illuminates the ancient text. You'll be able to see actual artifacts from Abraham's day and through the centuries down to the time of Jesus. Sunday, 6 o'clock at Sagersville First Baptist Church. And you can see your announcement, and that includes birthdays and anniversaries, right here on Your News Today, every weeknight at 6 and 11, if you send them to me. Funeral service announcements this Wednesday, February 5, include an announcement for 84-year-old Billy Skaggs of Sagersville, who passed away on yesterday's date. Arrangements incomplete at this hour, but to be announced soon by the McGoffin County Funeral Home.
Are you tired of the same old cell phone? Want a brand new phone but really don't want to pay hundreds of dollars up front for it? Then Appalachian Wireless has the deal for you. Get the phone you actually want instead of settling for a cheaper phone with the Appalachian Advantage plan. Instead of paying $400 or more for the best phone, simply pay the taxes up front and a few bucks more on your monthly bill. Stop by your local Appalachian Wireless store or dealer today for more information. It's the better, simpler way to pay, and it's called the Appalachian Advantage. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National. Don't drive or let your family drive in this or this before doing this. Stopping at Conley Tire in Staffordsville for brakes, oil, alignment, and of course, tires. Thousands of tires in stock every day to fit anything with 6 months no interest financing and over 33 years of quality service with a smile. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville. 349-8785. You know what's just around the corner? Valentine's Day, and for a very limited time, while they're getting ready for Valentine's Day, you can come in and get 50%, that's half off select home decor and 50% off women's winter clothing at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop. It's a must-see sale at the Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville for a limited time. Half off women's winter clothing and home decor while it lasts. The Seasonal Shop. Come by or call 349-3223. It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville. With classes being called out in Magoffin and Johnson counties, high school basketball schedules have changed. Not all games, some just pretty much had to get in due to the district tournament schedule, which will be here before you know it in Martin County this year, mind you. With the Magoffin County Hornets, they are still going to be, that being the boys, on the road tomorrow night in the first of their final 8 games. Some viewing area teams have as little as 4 games left on the regular season schedule. That's how quickly it's all winding down. For the Hornets, they're down to 8 games left. Now, their last game, as I reported to you, was Saturday, where it was a win over Floyd Central at home, 81-68, bumping the boys from Magoffin up to 12-10. Still that 0-4 for district standings. The boys will play at Martin County tomorrow night at 7:30. This game's still left on the schedule and planned, even though, of course, classes are out here in Magoffin and other counties. Primarily, I'm expecting, due to this being a district game that needs to be played in order for the district tournament to get underway on time at Martin County this year, by the way. So the boys have got 8 games left, including that Martin County game Thursday night on the road. They've only got 2 home games left. Morgan County on the 11th, which is next Tuesday, and then on the 17th, hosting Prestonsburg. The Lady Hornets are down to 7 games left on their regular season schedule. That is after last night's loss on the road at Raceland, 25-43. Drops the Lady Hornets down to 2-19 on the season. They do have an 0-5 district standing record, and they do have a date at Johnson Central Monday night. That is a 7:30 game. That is the last district game for the Lady Hornets. They have got 3 home games left out of those 7 on the regular season schedule. The next not until February the 15th, hosting Phelps. Paintsville and the Tigers are down to just 4 games left on their schedule. Last night, they picked up a win on the road at Belfry, 83-68, bringing the Tigers up to a 12-10 record. They do have a 4-1 district standing, mind you. That is the best 57th boys district record, running at 4-1. Once again, the Tigers down to 4 games. They are hosting Floyd Central next Tuesday night. That is the last home game for the Tigers, and their last district game will be on Valentine's Day at Martin County. Turning over to the Lady Tigers, they were last in action last night, a road game at Peaburg, 35-51, a loss for the Lady Tigers, dropping them to 8-15. They are 2-3 in the 57th district. The girls from Paintsville have 5 games left on their regular season schedule. 2 of those are home games, February the 17th and the 19th. They are next in action next Tuesday at Lawrence County. It also looks as though the Lady Tigers and the Lady Golden Eagles have 1 more game left between them, not listed on the schedule, so we expect that to be added. But in order for them to get in their 6th and final district game, that's going to have to happen. Over at Central, Coach McKenzie and his Golden Eagles picked up a 57-47 home win Saturday, hosting Paintsville, as we mentioned, and that puts the boys from Central at 14-8, lifts them back up to the 2nd rung of the ladder in 15th region standings for boys basketball. 14-8 in the region, 2-3 in the 57th district. The Golden Eagles next play this Saturday. That's a road game at Belfry. That's one of their last 6 games on the regular season. They've got 2 home games left, one of those being their last district game, where they're hosting Magoffin County on Monday night. And the Lady Golden Eagles lost by 4 to Martin County, 46-50 on Monday night of this week, putting the Lady Golden Eagles at 10-13. They're at 2-2 in the 57th district, and they are set to be at Floyd Central this Saturday at 7. Of their 7 games left on the schedule, they've got 4 home games, including Monday night, hosting Magoffin County in their 5th district game of the season, and it looks as though they're going to have to pick up a game with Paintsville to get their 6th district game in. Now, to look real quickly at 57th district standings in the boys bracket for the 57th district. Paintsville High School is 4-1, and right now they would be the number 1 seed in the 57th district. They've got 1 district game left. That is, of course, as we just referred to, against Martin. Martin County is 3-1 and the number 2 seed right now, and they have 2 district games left against McGoffin and Paintsville. Central, the 3 seed at 2-3. They've got McGoffin County left, their only district game, and the McGoffin County High School 0-4, but 2 district games left, that being against Martin and Johnson County. That's for the boys. In girls standings, Martin County and their ladies a solid number 1 right now, and they will be because they're already done. They're 6-0 in 57th district play. Johnson Central is at 2-2. They still got 2 games left against McGoffin and Paintsville. Paintsville High School is 2-3 for the Lady Tigers. They've got 1 game left against Johnson Central, and McGoffin County and the Lady Hornets are 0-5, 1 district game left, and that is, of course, against Johnson Central. Now you have it all up to date. Now we have the latest on your weather forecast. The flood watch that was in effect last night did not include us here in McGoffin and Johnson counties. It has been extended and expanded, and now it does. The flood watch goes into effect at 7 and lasts through tomorrow morning in lieu of what could add up to another inch and a half of rain for much of the viewing area. A little bit of a lull in the action out there over downtown Sagersville, as you can see right now near the 6 o'clock hour, but we're going to see rains pick up. They could be heavy at times. It could all add up to another inch and a half. We could see less than a half an inch of some snow on 2 occasions in your forecast as well, with only a brief break with some sun mentioned at all, and then it's back to the rain and possibly storms. Yeah, this is not rain that we've already seen. These are numbers indicating what rain we expect to see. Rainfall forecast for this evening through tomorrow night, not counting what fell through last night. Another inch and a half to maybe even 2 inches for a lot of folks in eastern Kentucky and the viewing area, perhaps closer to that inch and a half mark. And that does dictate a flood watch, which again has been expanded to now include McGoffin and Johnson counties, in effect from almost now, 7 o'clock this evening through tomorrow morning. We also have some snow on the back end of this, maybe a half an inch, or I want to say probably likely less than a half an inch. And then as we go on to your Licking Valley RACC forecast, keep in mind that next week we see rain and storms possibly returning. So tonight, showers and thunderstorms, seeing a bit of a break in the action. Only a few drops out there right now. Look for those to pick up later. Some could be heavy at times. Temperatures are going to continue to rise, though. It's been on the colder side out there today, as was expected. And as we were expecting 24 hours ago, temperatures are going to rise throughout the remainder of the evening and overnight, up to about 57 degrees by 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. Winds out of the east, anywhere from 5 to 18 miles per hour. Up to another inch of rainfall during the evening and overnight, up to another half an inch of rainfall, I think, for tomorrow on your Thursday. Temperatures, as we see them climb to 57, will then ebb back down to about 53 by tomorrow afternoon, and then fall to the tune of about 20 degrees or so, down to right at the freezing mark tomorrow night, with westerly winds tomorrow, 6 to 16 miles per hour on your Thursday. New snow accumulation tomorrow night when we see that changeover. As we get close to that freezing mark or right at it, less than a half an inch possible tomorrow night, and another less than a half an inch possible of snow on your Friday as well. Friday definitely colder. We're not going to recover much from that 32 tomorrow night. Friday 35, a low of 28, winds picking up out of the west, still 7 to 22, 23 miles per hour. Another possibility of less than a half an inch of some snow adding up on your Friday and into your Friday night. And for your weekend, Saturday looks to be 40 and 30, mostly cloudy, and a 50% chance of some snow early and then rain in the middle and maybe snow at the end of your Saturday as temperatures make their swing from the morning to the midday to the low that night. For the latter half of your weekend, definitely a vast improvement, and the first time for it's going to feel like a long time. You're going to see the sun. Mostly sunny on Sunday, 46 degrees, around freezing that night, but clear. Well, excuse me, dry and mostly cloudy, not clear. And that's the only break we've got in your forecast, because after that, starting next week, it's our next setup and system, or a couple, that will give us clouds, shower, maybe even some storm chances yet again. We'll start off with clouds and rain and 49 Monday, 53 clouds and rain on Tuesday, 54 and 41 clouds and a 20% chance of rain Wednesday of next week. Just a few of the very few of the things that you're going to see in tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent. Some really great 100th day of school pictures. The oil and gas exploration project in eastern Kentucky involves greatly McGoffin, Lawrence, other eastern Kentucky and viewing area counties as well. What's potentially under the ground? How far are they going to go to try to find out? Well, that's been an ongoing project for some time, and we're starting to get some more information about it. There's a write-up in tomorrow's paper. You must read, certainly for anyone in that field. The Harold Whitaker Middle School Academic Team Success, Mysteries of the Bible exhibit coming up this weekend, and State Road Plan details for McGoffin County. And also on the old page, it's back to 1957, as sponsored by Grover Arnett, attorney at law. Our historical page, well, when the courthouse burned down in that year, and also some other things from Sagersville Independent back in 57. Hope you pick one up tomorrow. Hope to see you back here tomorrow night. Thanks.